Welcome to North Hudson Public Works Committee meeting of April 18, 2023. Item number 1 on our agenda is call to order. Roll call, please.
Chair Pike,
Here.
Trustee Keller,
Here.
Trustee Merrill,
Here.
Item number 2 is approve the minutes from February 28, 2023 Public Works meeting.
Move to approve minutes, February 28th, 2023, Public Works.
I'll second.
Any comments, additions, corrections? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Passed. Item number 3, comments from the floor. We have no one here. Item number 4, water and wastewater metering discussion only. Patrick or Kevin?
Take that? I don't
Yeah,
have a lot. I think
Alright.
he's still in the works.
so, the Riverside lift station, I think everybody's aware that meter that's in there, that mag meter, hasn't worked probably for a number of years. So we're looking at trying to come up with a solution, so that you can actually start reading what the flow is going across the lake. One of the discussion was replacing the meter in kind, but the only issue with that is trying to bypass the flow, which we know is pretty substantial down there. So that's gonna be a pretty significant cost. Another option is actually strapping on a mag meter on the pipe itself, but there's some requirements with that, and Patrick's doing some measurements down there. You know, what the pipe diameter is and what the straight length of pipe, because it's so many pipe diameters coming in and going out that you can't have like any bends, because that interrupts the flow itself, the metering. So we're just, at this point, still looking at our options and see which one's the best one for the village. So I know
Okay.
Patrick was gonna run down there and take some measurements and stuff. So, see if we can find any old plans on that structure. You know, we know that thing's pretty old.
That was built in 79?
Thereabouts, I think, or
78,
80.
78, 79?
Yeah.
Well, I know the water agreement that we had,
Sewer.
or sewer agreement, I mean, from Hudson was the wastewater,
Mm-hmm. Was 80?
it was 80.
Yep.
So it was
So,
probably built right
right in
before
there.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Hudson had included it in that 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So that's where we're at on that one,
Okay.
so.
Were they just dumping right into the Malibu before that, or where were?
No.
Oh,
They
was
had
everybody
another-
on septic back then, or?
No, there was another lift station,
There was?
Yeah.
from what I was told.
Well,
But
somebody
at
told
the
me-
end of the 7th here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was already pushing over to the
Yeah, but
treatment.
it went somewhere else and it had to get diverted for
Okay.
some reason.
Okay. And what's the size of the pipe for wastewater under the Malibu?
We
Sure.
think it's 8-inch?
Water's 8, right?
4.
4.
That's 4. That's the one we wanted to upgrade to one day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. If we need to.
All right, any questions for them, these guys on the meters? Dusty's, just so you know, we want to meter the sewer and the water as it flows over there. And that's something we want to get done, at least the sewer before the end of this year.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay, item number 5, rental of spray patching equipment for street maintenance, discussion and possible recommendation. And Patrick, that I understood you gave us 2 quotes on that?
Well, they're not, I guess one of them is they're both estimates.
They're both estimates.
One of them is estimate and the other one is estimate that I put together.
Those aren't, like I say, they're all estimates, so I just kind of put them in front of you so you had something to look at. I can have more solid numbers. Next meeting, the guy that rents that is in training right now somewhere in Tennessee, so he's been out for a while, but he will get back to me Monday, he said, next month, or this coming Monday, with some more solid prices, because obviously oil and stuff like that, fuel cost is gonna vary. I did estimate high on the fuel cost and the oil cost, just so that you kind of had an idea of what it was gonna run. And I'm also looking at sharing that machine with another community close to us.
Could you explain what the machine is and?
It's originally it was called like an AMZ spray patch. It's rock, oil, and water, and it's all forced out by air. Hudson actually has their own machine. The county has a machine. We would just rent it, and we rented it. We didn't rent it last year, but the year before we rented it, and it worked well. So I like to. It's inexpensive. It's a lot less labor intensive, and I don't know. To me, it lasts and it works well. I think it's a good value. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And we also do have the county come in and do some spray patching too early on, because when we rent it, it's just for a month. So we have to kind of prioritize that, which month we want it in and whatever. And usually we want to get everything spray patched before we do our seal coating. So that's why I would probably do it in like July or June, July, something like that.
Any questions about it? You guys have seen the kind of machine we're talking
I've
about?
seen
Yep.
Hudson.
Okay.
Seen it.
Yeah, but they were
And-
actually doing it today, I believe.
If you want to see the results, you just go out County A. That would be the county's machine, I assume, on
Probably,
that direction.
yeah,
But
probably.
County A was loaded with tiny little potholes. It was really hard to drive on. And I went by it the other day and they had recently patched it, so it was a heck of a lot nicer. So it does a good job.
Okay.
So do you want
I'll-
any
I'll le-
recommendation from us, or?
I mean, that's up to you. It just, like I said, these are kind of estimates, so I just wanted to get some numbers in front of you. If you want to wait, I'll just leave it on the agenda and we'll talk about it next month.
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah, that's fine. When were you planning on doing this? Patrick,
June?
June? Oh, we got time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got time.
Yep.
All right. That takes us to item 6, seal coating village streets, discussion and possible recommendation.
So the seal coating, I don't have numbers for. I just sent out the RFP request for proposals. Should be getting something back, or I gave them, 2-3 weeks until just before our next meeting. So then I'll have those solid numbers and we can vote on that. So I
Okay.
just got behind on that stuff, so.
That's a budgeted item, right?
Yep,
You know how much we have in that?
42,000.
And do we normally go over that?
No,
They only do what?
no, I put that in the request, is that there's a dollar amount, and we won't exceed that, so
So
I'm upfront with that.
do you want to explain the scale for the streets and how that works and how you pick the streets that you're gonna?
Well,
We're not seal
it's
coating every street.
Right.
Okay.
we go by PACER ratings, we have to do that. It's something that's submitted to the state every year. We go out and look at the roads, and they give us a booklet that shows different stages of deterioration in the road, and then we give it a number. Kevin and I usually go over that together, and then when the ratings are low, that's usually the ones we go after, and then we also try to maintain streets that maybe aren't quite so bad, but they're good, and we want to keep them that way, so I'll try to throw some of those in the mix as well. But I don't have the list in front of me, and I was gonna bring it with me, but I've got 7 or 8 streets on there for this year, but, last year I think I had about as many, and we get about 3/4 of it done with the budgeted money that we have.
Okay.
That's how we keep up on our streets. Tackle the worst ones. Any questions for Kevin or for Patrick on this one? All right. Item number 7, snow emergency parking restrictions. Any movement on that?
I haven't heard anything from Chief yet, no.
Okay, so we'll just leave it on here.
Yep.
Which takes me to item number 8, which is chair comments. First of all, congratulations to Dusty.
Thank you.
Keller for making a run at the village board, village trustee position, and he's now on our Public Works Committee, and so you'll be seeing him. And then number 2, want to thank the Down to Earth Tree Service for their excellent service. Apologies for the few that didn't understand the board's efforts to help our residents with storm cleanup and might have caused you some consternation. But the Public Works Department greatly appreciates your professionalism and work done on behalf of the residents. Thank you very much. Anything you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Okay. That's the chair's comments. Item number 9, engineer's report. Kevin.
So just wanted to bring committee members aware that we did get a submittal from Roger Humphrey, which is Gary Zappa's engineer, for his development. This is something that was talked about last year, kind of went through the concept review process. Plan Commission, Public Works came up with some comments. From there, then they've actually taken it to the next step and provided construction plans, preliminary plat, stormwater calcs. So we're in the, the process of reviewing those. We'll get comments from City of Hudson and the village. Patrick will be providing comments, and then we'll be taking that in front of the Public Works, the Plan Commission. Yep, just to finalize or address any concerns that we have on any of the items, but just want to let you know that that's going to be coming down the road here shortly.
How long ago was that last before us?
Oh,
It was last winter, like, not this past winter, but the last winter, right?
yeah,
So it's up over a year.
Yeah.
it's been a while.
So Jen and Dusty, on that map over there, upper right corner is the development area we're talking about, is that correct?
Yeah, way up in the upper right.
That's like 35, 40 acres up there.
It's going to have to, a rezoning is going to be required, so they have to go through that process as well, because they're not able to meet some of the setback requirements with what they're proposing, and with the PUD, that's allowable. And it's, if you look just to the left of their Derek's development,
Right.
same thing, there's a PUD on that parcel as well, so.
Explain PUD.
PUD?
Plan unit development, so basically it allows for variances or differences in your zoning district within that agricultural area or residential area. So like lot sizes, setbacks, some of those items are, I guess, not necessarily required or allowed, or within that zoning district, there's some variances on that. So that's why this one will have to have a PUD overlay on it, so.
So it goes before the zone group as well?
Yeah, I'll have to have like a public hearing, and that'll be in front of the Plan Commission as
Okay.
well, so.
But don't we have a zoning committee as well that will have to deal with the zoning first? Or does it go from planning to zoning, or what's the order? I don't.
Usually goes to the Plan Commission, they'll hold a public hearing, gather comments, and then they make a recommendation for the village board, and the village board will actually have the final say
Okay.
on the zoning request, so.
About how many homes were we talking about?
There's a fair amount, and it's, some of it's single family, could be twin homes, could be some very smaller homes, like what they did down in City of Hudson, by the golf course.
Like
Oh.
villas?
Yeah, like villas. It's a little bit new for us up in this area, but there is a mixture of, those three combinations, so.
Okay. Ballpark the number.
I'd say, let's just see here. 78.
All right. A lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good things. Anything else from Kevin?
Just the only other thing is I'm gonna be working on, the request for that LRIP funding for the St. Croix Street project. Now that we went through the final assessment process, now we can, actually request those dollars. It's around 18,000, that were allocated towards that project, so
Great.
get that in the works.
Do we have anything else sitting out there as far as grants?
I think so, do we?
There's one other one that's still
Oh,
left out there.
okay.
We'll have to talk about this fall and, try to get that in the budget if you want to move forward with it.
And that's for, it's gotta be done by end of '24 then, or?
I'd have to look at the requirements again. I
Okay.
don't remember right offhand, but,
Was that just an LRIP?
yeah,
Okay.
yep.
So these guys go after grants from the state to help us with our streets, and that's it, right? We don't go after them for anything else infrastructure-wise?
Usually it's, like reconstructs or street resurfacing.
Which doesn't, but it's only streets, right? I mean, when we're doing a street, if we do a street and we tear up sewer and water, the LRIP funds don't go towards the sewer and water, right? It's
No.
just the streets and.
Yep.
Okay,
Storm sewer.
storm sewer,
Yep,
okay.
is used as another eligible item. We have STP, urban funds. That was what was used for the Wisconsin Street project. That was that 80-20 split,
Right,
but the sewer and water was 100% the village's share,
right,
so.
okay. And an STP is different from an LRIP in what way?
One is the DOT, WISDOT. That's a funding mechanism for those projects. The LRIP is dollars that are given to the county, and then they divvy it up around the different municipalities that apply for the funds, so. Supposed to be another round of that BIL, coming out here. We've heard May, June. We'll see where that sits.
And the BIL is,
That infrastructure law,
oh yeah,
bipartisan,
the bipartisan infrastructure law. Okay,
so
I
we'll just
forgot.
see where that shakes out, but we've heard that there's probably gonna be another application.
well,
for
there's a lot of money sitting out there still on that bill, as I recall.
that. Yep.
Okay, great. That will be helpful. Any questions for Kevin? All right, that takes us to item 10, Director's Report.
I don't have much. I was just gonna talk about the debris pickup. There's just a small amount left, 6th Street and a few different spots. Hopefully it'll be complete shortly. 6th Street is gonna be we'll do that like during the day when traffic is lighter, because they'll have a big truck and we'll have to flag and all that stuff, so, but it shouldn't take too terribly long. Hopefully, looks like everybody's got their stuff stacked up pretty decent down around 6th Street anyway, so that should work out pretty good. Other than that, I don't really have anything right now. Anything
Okay.
else?
All right, any questions for Kevin?
Or nothing for Kevin or Patrick.
Or Patrick, yes. Okay, that takes us to item 11, Public Works Capital Equipment, current and future budgeting, discussion only. Anybody want us to buy something? Patrick, you got anything?
No, I just made a note that I'll try to get that kind of rotating list that I had. I'll get that to you guys, email or something, or next meeting.
Because Dusty won't have some of that stuff, so,
That's what I mean. I'll try
Yeah.
to get it sent out so that he can see it.
okay?
Yep.
That takes us to item 12, future agenda items. Anybody have future agenda items?
I do not.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. That takes us to item 13. We are adjourned at 5:49.